All right, welcome back. I'm Steve Alls, and with me, Jeff Doudiken. A classic veal scallopini. This is something I haven't had in a long time. What made you decide to do a veal dish today?
Well, I was keeping up with the show, and I really just realized nobody had done the veal yet. So I thought I'd go ahead and do some veal here. We're going to just do a veal scallopini, very simple dish, marsala wine.
There you go.
Tomatoes and mushrooms, and let's get started. First, I've got some seasoned flour, salt and pepper, and I'm just going to put these pieces. Now, I've pounded this veal out a little bit with a meat mallet. I pounded it out to about 1/4 of an inch thickness, and I try to keep them really about even so that, you know, some of the veal is not overcooked while some of the other part of the same piece is not quite done. You know, it's very important to pound it out so it's all even.
Now, I know when you're pounding out, you put it actually in between layers of cellophane, plastic wrap,
parchment paper, wax paper, anything like that will help that
and we use that flat part of the mallet, correct? Instead of the bumpy part.
That's right, and you don't have to beat it to death either. You know, just soft wraps with that mallet works well. All right, so I'm very lightly coating here on these, and then I'm going to start with olive oil in this pan.
Just enough to coat the bottom,
Just enough to coat the bottom, and I'm going to lay these in there. I've got nice little bubbles coming out from the side. That tells me our pan is good. Now, you don't want your pan to be
screaming hot, like we were in the last one.
That's right, because we're looking for golden brown, not necessarily too dark on that. So I'll put this off to the side, come back here, and just let this cook. Meanwhile, next into this dish, what we're going to do is we're going to make this all in this same pan. We'll cook the veal in here, get it nice and done, take it out, and then we'll make the rest of our dish here and put the veal back in.
Kind of let the juices kind of soak up into the veal a little bit.
Right, and we want the juice from the veal to be part of the dish, so we definitely don't want to use a different pan for the rest of our dish. We definitely want to use that same pan.
And how long does this usually take on each side?
Usually about 2 minutes. It kind of depends on how hot your pan is. When you see the outside of your piece of veal starting to turn a little bit brown on the edges like this one, you know that you're almost getting done there. All right, I think we're getting just about to where we need to be. Yep, we're going to turn them right over like that.
That's pretty right there. And I like a thin piece of meat when you're actually making some kind of dish like this. It just seems like it doesn't overcook on the outside and not get done on the inside. It's perfectly cooked really quickly.
Exactly. And that's why we pound that out, because we want that veal to be thin and cook quickly. All right, here's some marsala wine. You ready? Step back?
Let's go, man.
Okay.
I'm stepping back. Now, Allison, this is where you put up the post about don't try this at home.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, man, that marsala.
Oh, you can smell it, can't you?
Oh, it's so nice.
Okay. All right, so the veal's looking good. I'm going to take it out. And then we're going to, while we still have some of that marsala liquid in there, we're going to go with some sliced garlic, sliced super thin.
Okay.
Again, about twice as much shallots as garlic.
Okay.
Toss that around a little bit, let that get started there a little bit. And then we'll go with our tomatoes and our mushrooms.
Now, these are red roasted tomatoes and mushrooms that are on our Mediterranean olive bars in our stores, right?
Exactly. And I really like these marinated mushrooms. A lot of cooks will tell you that, you know, when you're making a veal marsala, you can just throw in the can of sliced mushrooms. I like those, that's fine, but I really like the way the olive bar mushrooms that we have there at the store are marinated with the garlic and the herbs. Yeah,
and they're a little bit a step above a canned one.
They certainly are. They certainly are.
Boy, that's looking good.
So when I've got my mushrooms and my tomatoes about coming together here, so I'm going to add my flavor, my basil.
Now that's just basil that you just very thinly slice, right?
A chiffonade, yes.
Chiffonade.
Yep, very, very thin slice. All right, and now we're going to go with our pasta, which is a fettuccine egg noodle. And we're going to go with stock. This is basically just for the...
Like a chicken stock.
Yeah, it's a chicken stock. You can use any kind of stock if you like.
This is a real quick dish to do, it seems like.
It certainly is. It comes together fast.
It seems like it'd be like very difficult, take a long time to do.
Well, it really doesn't take a long time to do when you got little bowls of prepped up stuff already ready for the go.
You gotta
So,
have your mise en place, baby.
Yeah.
That's like day one in culinary school, isn't it?
Exactly. Salt,
There you go.
little pepper. Our Parmesan cheese. I like to use grated Parmesan cheese. I think it spreads its flavor out a little better. And I'm going to finish it with some creamery butter. Now this is
There you go, big boy. That's that homestead creamery butter,
That's
isn't
exactly right. This is that high-fat butter.
that
I think
stuff
it's
is
85%.
it? 85%
Yeah,
fat.
yeah. That's pretty serious. Pretty serious.
I think they
butter.
have that
Really
much
tasty.
fat in their ice cream too, don't they?
Oh, it's so good. It's so good. Okay, so marsala, a little trick to marsala. You saw how when we put the marsala in the beginning, it all flamed up and burned that alcohol off there.
Right.
Also burned off some of the taste of that marsala. So what we're going to
Another
do at
splash
the last minute, we're going to hit it one more time with a little bit more marsala. It'll really get that good flavor in there. All right, so we are about where we need to be on this.
Can you put your veal
this
back in
veal.
here now?
You can
and,
put the veal right back in there because that pan juice that just came off of that plate right there, we really like that in that dish.
There we go.
All right,
And then what now? We'll just plate it up?
plate it up, we're finished.
All right, here we go. I'll hold this up if you want to get that set up there.
Absolutely. I'm just going to kind of take some out of the middle here.
Man, that smells so good. I really wish sometimes you could just smell the studio.
Well, you know what's great is this is like kind of an Italian dish, and when you're kind of making Italian food, it doesn't really matter how much you got on the plate. You can put a lot of food on the plate. That's fine. All right, there we go. And we're just going to set our veal right up on top,
There you go.
just like that.
You're going to put a little garnish on here, I take it,
I'm
huh?
going to just put a big old beautiful piece of basil on there, and a little bit of shaved Parmesan.
There you go, dude.
Finish
I like
that up like
man.
that.
That is awesome
And
looking.
that's it.
And I have a little Echipanis bread to throw right on the side there.
There you go.
When we come back, Jeff's making his homemade apple galette. You don't want to miss this. Stick around.